G'day folks, thanks for joining us on Rex Hunt Fishing Adventures. As usual, we've got plenty of fishing action, so take it easy. I hope you enjoy the show. Look at that!
The old bearded burbler, he's in his element.
Threw it into his mouth. Unbelievable, mate.
It's just like nature. It's what we're all about.
I tell you what,
This is just fantastic.
Wagons, ho!
Oh, thank your mother for the rabbits.
Just when they think it's safe to come out, unbelievable! Bang!
I guess in the end, that's probably why we all go fishing.
This will be it here, mate, on the left. Beautifully done. Mate, you have come a long way. You've absolutely killed him. Hey? Brand new car. Hey? All the trips. You're travelling well. Last time you were here, mate, you were driving an artificial reef with 4 wheels. What's come over you?
I just got lucky.
Lucky? Yeah, I know what you got. Any chance, talking about elections, and I wasn't, any chance of the Honourable K. Bush MLC?
No, not one.
Any chance of the Honourable K. Bush WB?
WB?
Yeah, walking billboard. Mate, if you ever want to see a sign, folks, have a look at this. He's a walking billboard. Yeah, exactly. All lies. Tell you what you're doing beautifully, mate. Okay, well, it's time for us to go fishing.
Easy, easy.
Now, let me go first. Just get a bit of a sign there. Rex Hunt Future Fish, Mr. Brax. Sure can. Get the plugs in, folks.
Well, it was a good trip last time.
I'll tell you what, folks. We're with Peter Bollock, and if you ever come to Tweed Heads, he's the man. Remember that name, all right? Seamaster Charters, because we've been here 3 times, mate, and we've gone home with the goods.
Every time he's put us straight on a fish.
Don't put the moz on us. We're going fishing, folks. Come along, we're going to have a great day.
How are you, Pete?
Good boys, how are you?
Great, Pete.
Thanks, how are you?
Good, terrific, mate.
Well, something's grabbed this live bait and he's running with it. Give him the whack. I think so. Yes. We have weight. Something's grabbed him and I've hooked him. Oh. I'll tell you what, this Peter Bollock's got a pretty good track record for us, Rexy.
There's no doubt about that. That is a serious looking run, the first run, wasn't it?
Certainly was. He peeled some line. Oh, what if he's still there?
You declaring anything or not?
No, I'm not game. Not game. But he's got some weight in him.
Is he good?
Oh, Peter said that we might come into contact with some Mack Tuna. So maybe it's one of those, but it doesn't really... No, I think it would be faster. This is a bit slower, but it's got some weight. Oh, come on. He's coming. See any colour yet, Rexy?
Yeah, blue.
Not that colour. Silver or green, something fishy.
The run was absolutely like an Indy car.
Yeah, maybe he is a Mack Tuna that's just playing doggo, but I don't know. Look at that, he sort of comes to a halt. Those waves. Now, how are we going to grab this fish? Have we got a net or
let's just have a look what it is first, Bushy, because if it's got teeth, son, yibbity yibbita, you're going to grab it.
See the colour? We've got some nice colour there.
That's a serious fish, mate. Looks like a
It is,
serious
but
fish.
It's coming. Let the old black death rod do the job. Here he goes.
It's got to be some sort of sport fish, doesn't it?
Oh, well, it probably is a Mack Tuna. Got a bit of power in it. Whatever it is. I think it might be a Mack Tuna.
It is a beautiful.
Ah, that's why it's fighting strangely.
Look at that.
Look at that, we've hooked it right in the side. That's why it went fast when I hooked it.
Just wait till this next wave
got him.
comes up. Oh, look at that.
There he is.
Well, that's the problem there. Look at the way that hook went in there, Bushy.
Straight in the side. I was sort of careless with that, wasn't I?
Now, Mack Tuna. Tell us a little bit about them. They're serious looking fish, mate.
Well, they're a great sporting fish. They really do fight well. They take a range of things. I'll take live baits,
Yeah.
certainly take lures, and they even take flies. I've had a bit of fun catching them on flies at times. The thing with them too, so I don't know if you can see there where I've got inside in there, they've got a very, very red, bloody meat in them, and they make terrific bait.
Yeah.
Now this one's knocked himself out, so I'd say we'll keep this one for Peter for some bait.
Yeah, we will. So Mack Tuna and a pretty looking fish. A lot of our lures are actually made on the Mack Tuna sort of
pattern,
yeah. You know, you've got all those little frigates and that sort of thing.
Yeah. You can see that the markings there on those mackerel. When these fish swim around, a lot of time they spend on the surface. So with the water always being rippled, when the sun shines on that and refracts and reflects everywhere, it makes that sort of a pattern like you see on the bottom of a swimming pool. So that's actually good camouflage for the fish.
All right, we'll get him fixed up because he's on his last legs. He's not going to live. He's going to be our bait. I tell you what, pretty good start, eh, Bushy? Congratulations, son.
Thanks, Richie.
No doubt about Bushy. Peter put him on the spot and he came up with the goods with a magnificent tuna. Well done, Bushy. You did particularly well. Now, we're going to have a bit of a drift here over reef and sand and weed areas. We're told there's some pretty serious South Queensland flathead on the drift out here. It's pretty deep, so we'll need a decent amount of lead. But the old flathead, he is the incinerator of the sea. He's the sort of piscatorial version of Steve Starling, who's a human incinerator. We've got about 6 ounces of lead. That'll get us down to the bottom using our spider wire. And I tell you what, we'll be drifting over some pretty good stuff here, folks. So let's just see if Peter's right about this flathead business. One of my favourite eating and catching fish. Thank you very much.
There he comes.
I talk about using the entire water column. If you're bottom fishing, there's always a chance of getting something piscatorial between the surface and where your bait is. So you can get knocked off on the way down, you can get knocked off down there, you can get knocked off on the surface. But Peter, I tell you what, if he's got a brother who'd be running my charter boat, he's put us onto a patch where he reckons there could be some serious flathead. Fishing a very, very long way down. It's very deep, and I'm using what's commonly called spider wire. This is a sort of synthetic combination that has taken over from monofilament in a lot of situations where stretch of the monofilament line has got you into all sorts of trouble and you can't get enough power into the strike to hook the fish. Also, when you're fishing on the bottom of the ocean in areas up to 300 or 400 feet deep, you get a perfect feel on the line and you can get a bite just transferred up the line as if you were fishing in the shallows. Got a bit of colour here now. It's a flathead and a serious one at that, and he's got a mate. Now I tell you what, that is as good as you'll see, folks. These are magnificent ocean flathead. Bushy's got a snapper, and as Richie Bennard would say, it's all happening here. No, Bill Lorry said that, I think. Anyhow, it doesn't matter who said. Now these are serious flathead. Serious flathead. If you just hang on, mate, I'm going to get the hook out of you. I'll just hold you by the lip there and see if I can get that hook out. Give us a look at you there. Gee, these are fantastic fish. And there must be uncountable thousands of them down there. Now, I'll just get that hook out of there. And just let me show you this. You rub his tummy, his gills open up, and you grab him there. And that's the way to grab a flathead. And so many times we get almost tired of doing it. But we get letters from people all over the world complaining about the spikes of flathead. Watch them, they can be quite lethal. And if the kids get sort of spiked, well, they can be quite distressed. That's the way to handle them. Beautiful flathead. And I thought I had another one.
You did have, but I just dropped him on the floor.
But the moustache has sort of made sure
I'm just trying to be helpful.
that this is an entertaining segment. Would you like me to say it, or will you say it yourself? Look down the camera and say it.
You idiot.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to getting this flatty up, taking it back home, and frying it up in the fry pan. Because I tell you what, it'll be a fantastic miracle. Because if I can turn that South Coast tailor into a flathead, I'll be like Houdini, getting out of jail. Hey mate, you didn't read the script. Get that hook out of you. Come on now, you've just got hold of it. You didn't read the script, all right? Sorry. Yeah, don't let it happen again, mate. This area, folks, one of my favourite, particularly when it's as cold as it is down at the moment down in Melbourne. This is the place to be.
This is the Murray River. It's Australia's most important inland waterway, and it runs right through the heart of our history and culture. As you can see, it's also a pretty popular aquatic playground. You know, this river is as important to us as Australians as the Mississippi is to North Americans and the Rhine is to Germans. But just like those other great rivers of the world, the poor old Murray has copped a fair bit of abuse in the last couple of 100 years. We've dammed it and diverted it and pumped water out of it for irrigation, dumped our effluent back into it. We've even introduced noxious species into it. But despite all that, there's still some surprisingly good fishing here for native species, if you know where to look, and that means having local knowledge. Well, luckily, a good mate of mine, Brian Hinson, is one of the most switched-on anglers in this Echuca area, and he's also a professional fishing guide. I'm going to catch up with Brian today, and we're going to see if we can't tap into the native heart of the mighty Murray River. What we're going to do first up is troll big deep diving lures and hopefully catch ourselves a Murray cod. These lures dive down at a steep angle and they'll bump the bottom in 3, 4, even 5 metres of water. They don't have to be very far behind the boat, and as you can see, they put a fair bit of pressure on the rod tip. You can see the lure swimming there like that. It's just thumping, thumping, thumping away, and I can actually feel it hit the bottom every now and again. And if I feel it hang up on a snag, by holding the rod forward like this, when I feel it start to hang up on a snag, I can quickly drop it some slack, and because the lure's buoyant, it'll float up over the snag, and 9 times out of 10, it won't get hung up. That's the theory anyway. Got him?
Got him.
He's not real big, mate.
No, he's very small.
What is it?
Oh, it's a little yellowbelly. Little golden perch. There we go.
Fuzz him up here,
Very
mate.
small, isn't he?
He sure is. What was that on? Bit of worm there.
Worm shrimp cocktail.
Worm shrimp cocktail. What a little beauty. That's a little golden perch or yellowbelly. They grow a lot bigger than that, so we'll just get the hook out of this bloke. His eyes were bigger than his belly. Look, it's a pretty big hook. These wide gap hooks are excellent for presenting baits to native fish in areas like the Murray River. Great little fish. I'll pop him back in the water. Oh, well, at least we're starting to get a few bites.
We're on again. Another,
Yellowbelly.
another little golden.
I'll grab one for you, mate.
Yep, no worries, Steve.
Well, they're slowly getting bigger. Another golden perch or yellowbelly. He swallowed the hook this one, so
cut it off.
I'm not kissing him, Rex. I'm just biting the line off there. My dentist hates that. better off to leave the hook in them when they swallow it down deep like that. Look at the way he's curved up, and that's how you can do the comfort lift on them. Just put your hand flat under their body like that, and they'll curve up and lie there quietly. You'll kick in a minute and take off. He's a little beauty. You could actually keep him and eat him if you wanted to, but I think we'd rather get a bigger one than that. There you go, mate. What was that on?
Shrimp and cocktail again.
Shrimp and worm cocktail.
Yep.
Well, we gave it our best shot, folks. We tried bait and we tried lures, and we caught a couple of small fish, and that's a good sign. I'm not ready to give up yet. We're off to the Edwards River tomorrow, another tributary of the Murray, and I'm going to keep trying.
Now, if you're a keen surf fisherman and you ever find yourself along a beautiful beach like this one on North Stradbroke Island, you might want to use some of these fantastic new rigs that they've developed in England. Now, John Softly's here with me today. He's the surf guru from this area and he knows all about these rigs. Now, tell me about this one, John. It looks like a moon lander.
Well, this is what they call an impact lead, and what happens is the reason with the little wires on it, they actually clip on the side of the lead, hold the lead out there once you've cast, and when you strike, they actually give way and trail behind the lead when you retrieve.
Right.
The other interesting feature of this is it has a breakaway feature, which the hook goes into with the bait on. And when this hits the surface of the water, the plastic bit jumps up and the hook ejects off.
Unbelievable. And what about this one?
Well,
Does that come down?
That comes down the same way. That they call this a cascade, and you can put as many cascades on a trace as you want to.
Right.
Once the bottom hook is retained, this hook then goes in the little cascade, which is basically a cranked swivel with a keeper on it. And the bait goes out, both those baits go out like that, and the bottom one's in the slipstream of the lead.
So you'd be able to get a lot more distance because
Right.
you've got nothing helicoptering around your line and slowing you down.
Exactly.
Right, that's fantastic. And I guess your bait would be in better condition as well when it hit the water.
Same thing, yeah.
Right, well that's a fantastic rig. And what about this one, John?
Same principle, Bushy. This one, it's called an impact shield, and the hook goes on the clip again, but in this instance, when it hits the water, the impact shield jumps up and the hook jumps off.
Freeze the hook. That's amazing. Look, if they had things like that in English cricket, you blokes would probably win a game, you know?
You're probably right too.
So there you go, folks. A couple of brilliant new innovations if you're keen on your surf fishing.